Hi, welcome to Math on Holidays. This is the performance task on General Mathematics of Group 2. So welcome everyone. Let's celebrate the holidays with a fun lesson. So for today's lesson, we are going to talk about on how to solve simple interest and compound interest. Are you ready? Remember, ask us in the comment section if you need help. So let's talk about first, what is simple interest? So simple interest is based on the principal amount of a loan or the first deposit in the savings account. Simple interest does not compound. Therefore, an account holder will only get interest on the principal and a borrower will never have to pay interest on previously accumulated interest.
Simple interest is the cost of borrowing money, where the borrower pays a fee to the lender for the loan. The interest typically expressed as a percentage can be either simple or compounded. Simple interest is based on the principal amount of the loan or deposit. I have here an example of simple interest problem.
Ian plans to invest 10,000 at Paredes National Bank, which offers 3% simple interest rate annually. How much interest will Ian earn 5 years after investing?
First, we need to get the principal value, the interest rate, the time or the year, the interest of the principal value, and the amount at the end of the year.
The value of principal is 10,000 and the value of rate is 3% and the year is 5 years. We used to solve this by using the table. The 3% of 10k in 1 year is 300, so Ian invests 10,300. And the 3% of 10k in 2 years is 600, so Ian invested 10,600. And 3% of 10k in 3 years is 10,900, so Ian invested is 10,900. And 3% of 10k in 4 years is 11,200, so Ian invested 11,200. And lastly, the 3% of 10,000 in 5 years is 11,500, so Ian invested 11,500. So we use subtraction to determine the final investment. So 11,500 minus 10,000 is 1,500, so 1,500 is the interest of 10k with 3% simple interest rate after 5 years.
Hang on, let's have another example. Question number 2. Israel's mother gives her 5,000 pesos monthly that will serve as her allowance. However, Ace is the type of high school student who chooses to stay at home, sleep, read, and study rather than going out. For that reason, her allowance for 9 months stayed in her wallet untouched. One day, she thought of lending her money to her aunt's bank who offers 8% simple interest annually. How much interest will Ace's 9-month allowance gain after 8 years? So as usual, we will get the principal value, the interest rate, time, interest, and amount. So what is the principal value? The principal value is 45,000 pesos and the interest rate is 8%. So we will get the 8% of 45,000 pesos and multiply it by the year, which is the first year. So 1 multiplied by 1 and it will be equal to 3,600. So to get the amount or the future amount, that would be 45,000 pesos plus the interest, which is 3,600 pesos, and that will equal to 48,600 pesos. So for the second year, we will do the same process. We will get the percent, the 8% of 45,000 pesos, but we will multiply it by 2 because it is already the second year. So 3,600 times 2, that will be equal to 7,200. So 45,000 pesos, which is the principal value, plus the interest rate of the second year, which is 7,200, we will add it. So 45,000 plus 7,200 is equals to 52,000 pesos. So for the third year, same process. So 3,600 times 3 because it is already the third year. So we will get the interest of 10,800. So 45,000 pesos, the principal value plus 10,800 will equal to 55,800 pesos interest amount in the third year. So in the fourth year, we will get again the interest of 45,000 pesos and we will multiply it by 4 and that will equal to 14,400. So 14,400, the interest plus the principal value of 45,000 pesos will result to 59,400. So let's go to the third year. For the third year, same process again and again. So 8% of 45,000 pesos times 5 because it is already the fifth year. So it will equal to 18,000 pesos. So 18,000 pesos plus the principal value of 45,000 pesos will result to 63,000 pesos. And 63,000 pesos is the amount in the fifth year. So for the sixth year, again, same process. 8% of 45,000 pesos times 6 will equal to 21,600. So the interest of 21,600 we will again add it to the principal value and that will result to 66,600. So for the seventh year, 8% of 45,000 pesos times 7 is equals to 25,200. So 25,200 plus 45,000 is equals to 70,200. So last, for the eighth year, we will again get the 8% of 45,000 pesos and we will multiply it by 8 because it's already the 8th year and the last year. So 3,600 times 8 is equal to 28,800. So the interest of 28,800 plus the principal value of 45,000 pesos will result to 73,800. So let's solve. So the future value of the 45,000 pesos after 8 years with an 8% interest rate is 73,800 minus the principal value of 45,000 is equals to 28,200. So meaning 28,800 is the interest of ACE's money with an 8% simple interest rate after 8 years. So what is compound interest? You earn interest on both the money you saved and the money you earned in interest. Increasing the frequency of compounding, your interest rate or your principal can all help your savings grow quicker. Compound interest is interest that you earn on an interest.
Good day everyone. Today we're going to talk about compound interest that compounded annually. For our objectives, compute interest maturity value and present value in compound interest and solve problem involving compound interest. Basically, the main focus of this video is on how to get the maturity value or also known as future value and the accumulated interest that we can get when compounded annually.
In order to get the objectives of compounded annually, we have to know first the words behind the formula, which is F stands for future or maturity value, P stands for present or principal value, R stands for rate, T stands for term or time of the years.
Cadmus was given 10,000 pesos by his aunt as a gift for his graduation from senior high. But he already has enough money for his college studies, so Cadmus thought it would be better if he just deposited his money in the bank. The first bank that caught Cadmus' attention was the Premier Bank, which offered 8% compounded annually for 4 years, while another bank, Penny Anglo Bank, which is offering 8.5% of compounded annually for 4 years also. Which bank should Cadmus deposit his money?
To acquire the knowledge of this bank is where to be deposited of, we will do some problem solving. We will get the interest and the amount of money after being compounded annually. For the first bank, we have Premier Bank, We have to get the interest rate of the amount that Cadmus is planning to deposit, which is 8%. After getting the interest amount, we will add up the principal value, and that is 10,000 pesos. 10,000 pesos plus 800 pesos as the interest rate is equals to 10,800 pesos compounded in the first year. To move our computation for the second year, we will just get 10,800 pesos and its rate, which is 8%, and continue to solve. So basically, 10,800 pesos plus the 8% is equals to 11,664 pesos compounded in the second year. For our third year, we will get 11,664 pesos and its rate, again, it's 8%, and then move to the computation. We will just do the same process. 11,664 pesos plus the rate, which is 8%, and that will be equivalent to 12,597.12 pesos for the third year. For our last year, we will just get the compounded amount that we get from the third year. That is 12,597.12 pesos, and we will just add up the interest rate, which is 8%, and that will be the total of 13,604.88 pesos for the fourth year. That's it for your first batch. Moving on to our second bank, we have Penny Anglo's Bank, who offers 8.5% of the interest. Again, we will just get the interest rate of the amount and add up the principal value. For a recap, our principal value is 10,000 pesos. Now, we're going to proceed to the computation. 10,000 pesos plus 850 as the 8.5%, and the total for the first year is 10,850 pesos compounded annually. To continue, 10,850 plus 8.5%, the total for the second year will be 11,772.25 pesos. The computation process for the third year will remain the same. As of the third year, 11,772.25 pesos from the second year plus the 8.5% amount for the total of 12,772.89 pesos. That is for our third year. And for the meantime of computing, 12,772.89 plus 8.5% for the summary of 13,858.59 pesos compounded annually.
So if you will compare the interest that Cadmus had at the Premier Bank and at the Penny Anglo Bank offered higher interest rates, so he also get higher interest than the other bank. So if you are Cadmus, where will you put your money? It is a higher offer or in the lower. So if you are Cadmus, you will deposit your money at the higher, so Penny Anglo Bank will give higher money, so that is where Cadmus should deposit.
So here is world problem of the day. Genesis is planning to deposit 5,000 pesos to Kawit Metro Bank that is offering 5% compounded annually for 5 years, while Kawit Private Bank is offering 5.7% for 9 years. Which bank should he deposit his money in? Justify your answer by computing and comparing the maturity value for each bank.
The principal value is 5,500 pesos and the 5% of it is 275 pesos. So, 5,500 pesos plus 275 is equals to 5,775 pesos. And to continue the solving, 5,775 pesos plus 288.75 pesos is equals to 6,063.75 pesos. So, 6,366.93 pesos plus 380.34 is equals to 6,685.28. And last, to complete this table, 6,685.28 pesos plus 334.26 is equals to 7,019 pesos. Time to solve the another bank, which is Kawit Private Bank that offers 5.7% for 9 years. So, just like what we did to the previous table, 5,500 pesos and the 5.7% of it is 313.5. So, 5,500 pesos plus 313.5 is equals to 5,813.5. 5,813.5 plus 331 is equals to 6,144.86 pesos. Now that we have 6,144.86 pesos, let's keep on solving. 6,144.86 plus 350.25 is equals to 6,495.12 pesos. And to complete this table, 6,495.12 plus 370.22 is equals to 6,865.34 pesos.
We provided you 2 examples of simple interest problem and 2 compounded interest problem. But even though you already knew how to solve it, there are still key points to remember. First, simple interest is calculated by using only the principal balance of the loan each period. With compound interest, the interest per period is based on the principal balance plus any outstanding interest already accrued. Interest compounds over time. Second key point is generally simple interest paid or received over a certain period is a fixed percentage of the principal amount that was borrowed or lent. Compound interest accrues and is added to the accumulated interest of previous periods. So, borrowers must pay interest on interest as well as principal. Basically, that's it. We've reached the end of our lesson. Thank you for listening, and we hope you learned something about the lesson. Bye!
So these are the members that participated in this performance task or group activity in general mathematics. So who solved and explained simple interest, which is Glyza Paredes and John Alexis Carrillo. And the second one is Blue Burns, which also explained the simple interest. They all made their own solutions, explanations, and problems. For compound interest, first problem we have Gabriel Tabirao and Daniela Cafuir, and the second one who had compounded problem was John Arvin Caspe and Jenlyn Boado. They also worked on their own solutions, problems, and explanations. And so these are the members of Group 2 who participated in the performance task number 2 of Quarter 2 of General Mathematics.